the little girl that's playing Ginny in season 1 is already recast.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't read why. I just saw that it's it just said headlines, tabloids. But it's apparently very important for the internet to be talking about that, at least right now. I can look it up real quick. You want me to?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Harry Potter recast season 1.
In the Harry Potter HBO series will be replaced before season 2. The original actress, Gracie Cochran, had to step away due to unforeseen circumstances.
Oh, she had to step away.
Interesting. So they already have done the first season, and that now they're recasting for the second season. Well, but yeah, I mean that's it. It's kind of to be honest, the original Harry Potter movies, the fact that they had to do that so little is kind of mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
for 9 movies. For all that time.
Well, what's crazy with the original movies is, other than Dumbledore, none of your main cast was recast. It was only like the side guys, like Malfoy's
guy
lackeys.
Turning black.
Yeah, exactly.
That joke. Yeah, I mean, I've actually really never had that thought out loud, but that is kind of incredible. Like the only real recasting they had to do was because someone straight up died.
Yeah. That's the reason why I decided I would watch the Harry Potter series, because I was like just like, ugh, whatever. When it was coming out, I was like, it's just Twilight, whatever, same shit, different toilet idea. And it was at a I went to see the fourth Pirates movie in theaters, and that's when Deathly Hallows Part 2 was on its way of being released, and they were doing like the behind the scenes 20 and 20 type thing on the before the movies. And I was sitting there just actually watching it, the interview, and seeing them. It was like, yeah, it's been crazy, 10 years of our lives and all this stuff. And I was like, this is actually pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Like for them to, these children grew up as these characters pretty much. And there was no big recasting, obviously, like we said, but Dumbledore. And I was just like, you know what? When they are available for me to just watch, like all out on VHS or DVD, I guess. I was like, I think I'll actually watch them. And then it wasn't until I was 35 years old that I watched them all.
That you finally watched Harry Potter.
Actually, not like early 30s. Yeah. So, and then I became a huge Harry Potter fan.
Well, there's also like news on Hogwarts Legacy 2 coming out.
Yep.
Like, apparently, like you can go to London.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's the rumor is it's actually gonna tie in. They're actually gonna go into the Harry Potter timeline. Like, because the first game takes place like a few hundred years or something before.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's like it's in the past.
Before Voldemort and everything?
Yeah, I don't really remember I don't particularly remember any of the Dark Lord characters being brought up, like Grindelwald so I think it's before all that. But yeah, apparently, you're going to be able to go to London and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Well, we're about 4 minutes into this, so.
Wow. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob. It's Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
This is TJ's Mixtape. I'm Tommy. That's Jacob over there. We are a movie review podcast. We talk about movies, who's in them, who made them,
why they're made. If we can. If we can. I like to talk about why they're made, but you can always
then we give an arbitrary rating at the end.
Yes.
But before we do that, we're going to do a thing. We play a game. At the end of each episode, we randomly generate 2 stars and connect them via co-stars and other films they're in. And at the end of this episode, we'll do it again. So if you ever want to play along, just put it in the comments. Our stars were...
Bruce Willis to Dev Patel.
Yes. All right. You want to start or should I?
You go.
Okay. Bruce Willis is in Red with John Malkovich. John Malkovich is in Burn After Reading with Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton is in... Wait, I forgot it. I thought I had it. Oh, that's why, because it's a random ass movie. Tilda Swinton is in a personal history of David Copperfield with Dev Patel.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that movie is. It's a movie about David Copperfield, obviously. Yes. All right, let's see if I can remember mine off the top of my head. Bruce Willis is in Die Hard 3 with Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
Who is in Django Unchained with Leonardo DiCaprio. Who's in The Great Gatsby with Joel Edgerton. Who's in The Green Knight with Dev Patel.
Funny. I was trying to do it with the Green Knight, but I couldn't think of anything. I
Yeah.
kind of forget about Joel Edgerton.
Same.
He's really great, but I don't know. He's just not really in my
Zeitgeist?
like my forethought of actors.
But I mean,
Like that.
Train Dreams?
Yeah. God, what a fucking great movie. That's a beautiful movie. That's incredible.
Well, it's like he's in The Fighter, not The Fighter, Warrior, the one with Tom Hardy. I am the warrior. Yeah, I love that song. But yeah, Joel Edgerton's one of those guys that, yeah, he's great at when he's everything. He's also in Bright with Will Smith. He's the orc.
Yeah.
In the makeup, which I always thought was so weird.
I always forget it's him.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I really want to like that movie, but I really don't.
It's just not a good movie.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
But like they took all the bad things about all of the good movies.
yeah. Like all the bad things about like cop movies, like
and even like fantasy movies. They didn't even like do the good job with fantasy stuff.
I don't know. It kind of felt like it was trying to be like a Hellboy kind of thing.
Yeah, just really
but not.
It was a really cool
Didn't have
idea
the
on
charm.
paper, and yeah, it had
It
zero
was like,
charm.
yeah, it was like Hellboy meets Training Day. It was a
Yeah.
weird, you're kind of sitting there like, who's this really
Who's
for?
for? Yeah.
Anyways, so the end of this episode, we'll randomly generate 2 more people on connectthestars.xyz, which is the site we use. Shout out. We like that site a lot.
Yes.
And so yeah, play along later.
But today,
we are continuing with our Throughline series. So each movie is connected to the previous movie, so on and so forth. We started with... What did we start with?
I don't know.
I don't even remember, because I'm just curious, like... Loving Vincent? No.
Definitely not. What was before the Voyeurs?
The Belko Experiment? Yeah.
Oh, then it was Mayhem.
Well,
We started with Mayhem then.
Yeah, well, no, we started technically with Belko Experiment, kind of, sort of.
No, because we had Mayhem and Belko Experiment put together as a block already.
You're right.
So we started with Mayhem.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got from Mayhem to this movie, Queen and Slim.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, to begin with, did you like it?
I don't know.
Really?
Mm-mm. I don't really know what I was going in, like thinking of what I was going into it.
I think that's why I was trying to warn you about the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing.
I was really checked out until like the last 20 minutes, because the last 20 minutes are really impactful.
Yes.
It really brought it together.
Yeah.
But like, Queen was really fucking pissing me off a lot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Slim's kind of a, I don't want to say, like, kind of an asshole in his own right?
She's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
I keep making, and there were just moments that were written that just felt like these, like, well, we need to get him here. How are we going to do that? And they just didn't feel real. Like, they didn't feel like with the situation they would be doing this, considering what's happening. So I don't know. I'm going to have this discussion with you first, and then
That's fair.
Make my decision.
I did enjoy it. I did like it. But it definitely has its lulls. Like, it's very slow, and I found myself like very easily distracted from it.
Yeah.
But I did like the journey, the message that was being said in the movie, and the journey I guess they went on. It was just really slow. I mean, that's my big thing. It was just it was too slow. Yeah. For what it was doing.
But yeah. And what brought us here again?
Jodie Turner-Smith.
Right. So for those that don't know what Queen and Slim is a quick little synopsis. A black couple's first date turns into a run from the law after killing a cop.
Yeah. That's very loaded. It's a very loaded like movie of.
Yeah, and I remember seeing the trailer for this and was really, really interested, and kind of honestly forgot about it until I saw it on her list.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right. I really want to check this out.
Well, it's interesting because this movie came out in 2019, and then the following year, 2020 is when everything shut down, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really.
It wasn't 2021. It was 2020.
I think so. That feels right. Yeah, because it was like 2020 to 2025 until things went like completely normal.
So,
or quote unquote.
I mean, obviously, like there was still, from Breonna Taylor and a lot of, Trayvon Martin, the big, like the Black Lives Matter movement had been a huge thing, from 2012, moving forward. But then like after the George Floyd murder, then it really, picked up in 2020. So this movie is a year away from that. So it's like, it's weird that I feel like this movie kind of got lost in the shuffle with all of that. I feel like this movie would have very much been brought to the forefront during all of those protests during the summer of 2020. But it just kind of, but then it makes sense that it didn't as well. Like people might have been like, I don't want to, there was a lot of people like, I don't want to talk about this,
Yeah, maybe.
So, because this came out end of 2019. No, it was.
Oh, I completely forgot to write down that.
Yeah, so it was released at AFI Film Festival November 14th, and then theatrically released November 27th.
Oh yeah, wow. So this was right at the end of. That's interesting.
It's like literally like 8 months later is when the protests are happening. And CHOP is happening here in Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that also, that's actually a really good point. Well, I just real quick hold with me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the list of 2019 of movies.
Mm-hmm. And
no, I was just saying, like, if anything else got really like lost,
like with this, like with a message, like with this heavily
just
loaded
in general,
themes.
because there was just so much going on coming at the end of 2019, going into 2020 with
I see what you're saying.
Protests, with COVID coming, all that. I was just kind of curious. Not really. Like a lot of these movies were like received, not whether it be positive or negative, they were received.
Yes.
Dumbo and Shazam.
Yeah.
And, shit like that. Anyways.
Well, I mean, I think also during all that time, everybody wanted more escapism and not something that felt very real.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and this is very real, and like it's
a lot of movies came out in 2019.
Yeah,
like a lot,
Mhm.
like a lot of franchise ones too.
Yeah. This is a very heavily themed, loaded. What's the word? I'm trying to find a specific word, and I can't think of it.
Racially driven.
Yeah, I mean
storyline. I don't know.
I can't think of the word. Maybe it'll come to me later.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, also this has like a fairy tale aspect and the anti-fairy tale aspect to it.
Explain that. What do you mean?
Them on the run, and it's like a fairy tale is like they're trying to you go off into the sunset type thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I mean too. Is like there's this moment of like groundedness because of something I appreciate is that it just starts off the bat pretty much. There's not like a lot of build up to
It's just like boom, they're on their date.
Yeah, and then boom, the date goes, the situation happens. Yeah. But I really had a hard time eating the carrot with a couple different moments, like them going to the bar because he heard music and then wants to do the second date. Like that whole thing, I was like, I feel we're trying to get them in the bar, but the way we're doing it doesn't feel like that. What are you talking about? Like, no, you're on the run. Like you gotta keep moving, But yeah, let's get into writer, director, all that kind of stuff. Then we can talk more about all that.
So this was directed by Melina Matsoukas, who this is the only film that she's directed.
Yeah, a lot of music videos.
A lot of music videos and some television.
Yeah, like 15 episodes of. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead. I was looking at the wrong thing.
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
So
I did what? Who?
Yeah, some television. Yeah, mainly music videos. And last night, what we watched, Rihanna and
that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dissecting the music videos.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I was like, maybe I should do that more, especially when the director is really known for music videos. I think I'm going to start looking
at their
back catalog,
their music videography.
Yeah. Like she, like just an example, directed Formation for Beyonce and Found Love in a Hopeless Place.
Yeah.
We Found Love.
We Found Love.
Yeah. We Found Love by Rihanna. I was like, that's not the name.
Please. Yeah. So, and I feel like she was definitely chosen by who is clearly, I think, our lead writer, screenplay writer, and story, Lena Waithe, and producer of this. Who we've done actually. She was in Ready Player One way back in the day when we first started doing this. She was the friend.
Oh, the catfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the friend. And then I saw that she was a writer on a movie called Beauty and then writer on a handful of episodes. Or no, sorry, maybe not a writer. I think she's an actor in Master of None, the Aziz Ansari show that was on Netflix.
Okay.
And I think she was like one of his like close friends.
Yeah, and then the creator of the show The Chi. Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
The Chi is a timely coming-of-age drama series centered on a group of residents who become linked by coincidence, but bonded by the need of connection and redemption. From 2018 to 2026. She wrote like 79 episodes. Was a credited writer, but she created it as well.
Okay. And then we have, who was just credited for story was James Frey.
Nothing really stood out to me for his particular.
Oh, it was interesting. So the most recent one is called Fright Crew, which is like an animated series.
That looked kind of cool.
That was also he created with Eli Roth apparently.
Yeah, I do remember way back the talks of.
Was it 2022 that I saw that for the year? I mean, if you're looking at it,
23 to 24.
Yeah, okay.
I remember hearing through our podcast stuff that Eli Roth was going to be involved in a children's animated show.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay,
that's weird.
Sure.
You get kids, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to eat stuff that my kids watch instead of this torture porn Hostel.
Yeah.
Then I also, for James Frey, wrote down A Million Little Pieces, which is this memoir that he wrote about him going to rehab. Like he became a screenwriter from going to rehab and then writing a book about himself and exaggerated everything.
Okay.
And then it became a movie, and he's got a weird controversy with it. Because he was called out for...
It feels like a weird controversy kind of thing to call him out on.
Yeah. And I mean, the movie has Aaron Taylor Johnson in it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just kind of... It's just weird to see him have like story by like did he like sell the story to Lena Waithe and then she wrote a screenplay? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, I don't get it. I couldn't find much more about it. But anyway, let's get into starring.
Yes.
And I really only have the two, but
I only have the two.
I'll bring up Bokeem because of Throughline later. Yeah. But yeah, we have our lead playing Slim. I forgot to write down their actual names.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was really cool, and I meant to make a note of that, too.
Because you don't even get to know their real names until at the end.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Until they said their names on the news report, and I went, oh, that's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's on the plot. So yeah, keep going. I'll just
so Daniel Kaluuya, he's also in Get Out. He was in Nope. Did we do Nope? Yeah, we talked about we reviewed Nope, right?
We didn't review it.
We didn't review it?
Funny, that's really funny you bring that up though, because my mom, I was talking about this movie when I was like making plans with her. She randomly brought up Nope. And she got to the point where you find out what is happening to the people, and she turned it off.
Really? Oh, was it too blasphemous for her?
No, she didn't like the eating them. Like she was like, when you get in the,
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was pretty upsetting. I get it. And then we were talking about just Peele's like other stuff, like Us and Get Out and everything. So it's just funny that you brought up Nope, because she brought up Nope randomly today.
Well, I mean, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya.
But I didn't bring up him. I wasn't like, you know what I mean? She just happened to bring up Nope.
And then, last week from After Yang, Jodie Turner-Smith plays Queen.
Yeah.
Did you find their names?
No, I didn't.
Well, they're are they even referenced as Queen and Slim in the movie? Like before you know their names? I don't
recall them ever really being. No, not really. Do you?
I think there's a moment at kind of near the beginning. It might have just been maybe the sex workers that's at the uncle's house.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have just called them that, just to, being quirky. I'm quirky. I'm a sex worker. Sorry.
So here we go. Angela Johnson and Ernest Hines.
Yes.
That's their real names.
Okay. But Queen and Slim.
Yes. So yeah, there are a couple that go on the date. So let's just get into our
let's get into the reviews.
So we can actually talk about it.
So it's got a 7.1 on IMDb, and then an 82% tomato meter and a 92% popcorn meter. So it just slowly goes up.
74 on Metacritic, which comes to generally favorable, with 35 positive, 7 mixed, and 1 negative. Wrote down a couple. So with 91 at playlist by Robert Daniels, Queen and Slim is an extraordinary black odyssey, a film whose tracks reverberate with echoes of the Underground Railroad, which I thought was interesting. Another positive with an 88 at The Wrap by Todd Gilchrist. Queen and Slim is convincingly and unapologetically multidimensional in its portrayal of its characters. As our perception of them shifts from one scene to the next, we realize they're not ciphers for communities, cultures, arguments, or belief systems, but individuals wrestling with who they are and how they present themselves to the world.
I really like that review.
Yeah, which I thought was really interesting, too. I kind of broke my rule. I did the reviews and everything and then watched the movie. And there was something I was kind of struggling with. But then I was like, thought of this review. It was like they keep doing this kind of thing where they're getting put up on this like pedestal as almost like these folk heroes.
Yeah.
But they're not. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And things got out of hand. And there's just these moments where, especially Slim, like he has these moments of kind of like, yeah, like maybe I am, you know. And I found it interesting because I was like, you're not though. You're kind of being told you are, and you're kind of starting to believe it, and it's not really what happened. I just thought it was interesting. Like there's, you know, him taking the picture for the kids. The kid had evidence that they were there because he like looked up to them, and then him smoking the joint, you know, like he's kind of like almost turning into this caricature that's being put on him by the community. I just thought it was interesting. But
I mean, that's a really accurate thing to kind of look at, because also how Queen is like, she's really wanting to reject all of this. I mean, they're both like, he's leaning into trying more things, because it seems like they both kind of like lived very like bubbled lives.
yeah,
Like she's like, I would rather be alone, and he's like, I want to be with my family,
yeah.
you know. And he's like, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Well, that's that's something too. Is like I feel like a lot of the things in this movie were kind of brought up, but they weren't really dissected or looked at closely enough to really make much of an impact. Because of that, like what you're talking about too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those movies that's kind of a slow burn the more you think about it. Because of the situation, they wouldn't have had a second date because of their core differences.
Exactly.
But now they're kind of forced into a couplehood because of the crime.
I mean, yeah, they start falling in love with each other, kind of in over this trauma bond.
Yeah, they're trauma
over this
bonding.
bullshit. Yeah. Well, and also like it's also a big thing with Slim is that there is this slow, like, realization of like, I may not survive this. I'm like, my life is over. My life is done. Who I was is no longer a thing. Like when he calls his dad and he's able to get to, you know, I love you. And then his dad, I love that his dad's like hung up. It's like, I'm not going to help you get my fucking son.
Like,
I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, pigs.
But like he drinks, he's like, I don't drink. He finally drinks. He's like, I don't smoke. Then he smokes the joint. And I took that as like, it's more of a, like, you know what? I mean, like, I should try it before,
because
what's about to inevitably happen. You know?
Yeah.
I was really curious how this movie was going to end. And I
kind of knew.
Well, but I wasn't sure exactly how
it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, here's a good segue too. So with our mixed review that I picked by Robbie Collin, we gave it a 60 at the Telegraph. This is kind of my issue. While writers Waithe and Frey make Queen and Slim's initial decision to flee convincing and dramatically spiky, it's striking that even a lawyer doesn't fancy her chances on the legal route. Their screenplay is rather less good at coming up with the excuses for the string of colorful and picturesque pit stops the two keep making afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That was like that's my issue of like, because even then it's like, you know, when they stop and she's like, what are we doing? And they're at the bar and he hears live music. It just so happens to be a primarily black clientele bar. Like he didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're out in the middle of Georgia or whatever, you know, he just happened to hear like blues being played. That could mean anything, but they just happened to go into the one primarily black bar by happenstance. And you're just kind of like, that just feels like we want them to fall in love. So we need to have an intimate, dancing, loving scene for them to like get some barriers down. Totally get it. How we got them there doesn't feel legitimate. The only one that felt legitimate is the car breaking down.
Oh yeah,
because yeah, the car broke down. You know what I mean? But him being like, you know what? There's a manhunt going around for my ass for killing a dude. So
I think
let's
what
stop and listen to music.
that whole scene though, it's to set up the how the community is in support of them.
No, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I get what they were doing. I just don't think it felt natural.
That's fair.
It felt
Forced.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one negative with a 25 by Mick LaSalle at the San Francisco Chronicle. It's short. Essentially, this is a 2-person picture that falls flat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the pacing is kind of the only thing I could
And there
anywhere
were
nearly agree with that. So
there were also some talk like, well, there is that review that I was talking about too with a 58 at the AV Club, and I'm gonna butcher this name. Ignatiy Vishnetsky. Maybe it's inevitable the film ends up feeling like an extremely diluted combination of Matsoukas' 2 most famous music videos, crossing the political imagery of Beyonce's Formation with the outlaw imagery of Rihanna's We Found Love, though it's nowhere as stylish as the former or as sexy as the latter.
yeah.
That's what started the like, oh, well, let's go watch these music. Because I was like, actually, I know the songs. I've never actually seen the videos.
Yeah.
Out of the 2 of them, Formation is visually a fucking banger music video. Beyonce just knows how to put on a goddamn show.
I think a really good thing to compare this movie to in juxtaposition to help dissect the journey is Bonnie and Clyde, actually.
Well, this one brings up Thelma and Louise.
Fair.
That's a,
You know,
I kind of feel like weirdly that it feels more like Thelma and Louise than Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes. But I mean, honestly, I mean, they hit the nail on the head when Uncle Earl Bokeem Woodbine, is that his last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Calls them the goddamn Black Bonnie and Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because they're like the anti Bonnie and Clyde.
Well, because it's the message,
But it ends with them like Bonnie and Clyde.
yeah. But it's like, but that's something that's kind of goes back into my. I feel like we had a lot of time to really dissect things, and we didn't because, like, I completely lost my thought. Fuck, and it was a good one. Anyways,
Yeah. Because the big message with this film is really just to talk about. I mean, the how the media is inflating the crime.
Or you have the media inflating the crime, and what is happening in the real time at this point in forever is they're not being honest about the situation from the cops. What the cop did led to this thing.
Yes.
It's like there's this thing that once a cop gets killed, all hands on deck. We need to hunt these people down because
cops are, for a lot of people,
morally perfect, you know?
Yeah, and they're 100% not.
But it's even like that. Like, so you have
especially when they bring up with the kid and the dad. He's like, no, that cop killed a girl.
Yeah.
You know, like a young black woman. I think it was during another traffic interview.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, it was something like that. It's like, yeah, he has a problem with race.
Yeah.
So, and like the way that he is treating Slim when he gets pulled over, you know, it's like possible DUI, and he just escalates. He starts searching through his vehicle, trying to find something to pin it on him.
Well, yeah, and then you have Slim doing what unfortunately a lot of people are taught too, just to kind of go, especially if you don't have any, just throw up your hands and let him do it, so they leave you alone. But then you had Queen coming out, and then being the lawyer is now standing up on a legal action, and I don't want to say the word antagonizing because that seems like she's doing something wrong. She's not.
She's being assertive.
She's being thank you. That's better. She's being assertive, and he doesn't like that, and that also escalates things. But it's like that's what I think is interesting is like I don't feel like we really dissected a lot of the media blowing up this, you know, the cop killers or the folk hero aspect of now these are representatives of Black Lives Matter heroes because they went and killed this racist cop, you know, and it's like the conversation is brought up. But I just feel like you didn't really look into it.
That's one of the things that I liked.
Well, you liked that it was kind of vague and just kind of...
Because we were seeing it, we were going through the journey through their perspective and their eyes.
That's fair. That's actually a
And
good point. On a road trip, basically.
They're trying to stay away from media, away from people. They're just getting these little snippets of like what people are talking about.
That's
They're like,
true.
What is this?
Very
This is-
isolated.
yeah.
That's
You know,
actually a
all
good
they're
point.
trying to do is get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to get, they're running away.
That's
And-
actually a really good point.
But and then we have the media inflating them as this like romanticizing this idea of like a Bonnie and Clyde, that they stand up for something. Like Bonnie and Clyde, their whole thing was, there's robbing banks because they feel like the government there was a statement that Bonnie and Clyde were trying to make in all these bank robberies and whatnot. Clyde was a crazy guy, but and Bonnie was a young woman, infatuated, but and then the way that, so there's this romanticized idea of the Bonnie and Clyde, and we're seeing that through the protests and whatnot, and the media, projecting that as well, and also like, it's like one of the things that now we're 6.5 years later outside of when this movie came out, the media, now there's a lot more transparency, like people are recording stuff a lot more.
Yeah.
You can get the truth from an incident or, anything.
Well, because we're all constantly under surveillance, basically.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like, cops are now being held a little bit more accountable. I don't think 100% more accountable. If anything, maybe 20% more accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is during a time when cops could do shit like this with impunity.
I mean, and again, also, I'm only going to speak from my perspective of like living in Seattle and watching it too. Even the way the cops conduct themselves, at least in this neighborhood, we saw the shift, the change in what they do and don't do now.
Yeah. Granted,
I'm trying to be careful about how I say things, especially as being a white man, and it's not like I have a lot of interactions with cops on a regular basis. Yeah. But when they are around, I'm wary of them, like, because, they're the epitome of the man, it's like, I always laugh when they drive by and it says protect and serve on the side of the car. I'm like, who?
Yeah. Yourself?
Yeah. Or like,
the rich white man?
Yeah. It's just like, because it's like, I had friends in high school, these two Hispanic guys, and they really wanted to become cops, and they wanted to become cops with the idea of being quote unquote, and that, we're young, they would say cool cops, because they actually wanted to like help people, and that was the idea.
And then maybe change the system.
Yeah, from the inside, and it's like, so there are people that become police officers that truly do believe that and everything like that. And
either they find out that it's a lot harder, or they're like, oh, this is all racist.
Yeah, this is not good. I really I feel bad laughing about anyways, but it's like, like the cops around here, you really see them kind of like throw up their hands on a lot of situations.
Yeah, they're just like, I can't fucking touch it.
I'm not doing that. Like, I do not want to end up on YouTube,
Exactly. And that's a big thing, is like, that's police officers are now held more accountable because people aren't afraid to film and do all that stuff because...
Well, and then also because of the things that have happened, I think that people became very more versed in the legal jargon and what is actually allowed and not allowed.
Yep.
You know? And there has been this pushback on police officers not having this free-for-all impunity because hiding behind a badge, And then I thought what this movie was actually very interesting and kind of I really appreciated is the fact that we did have two interactions with black police officers. One didn't go so well for one.
Yeah. I guess we had 3 interactions.
3.
There's
the garage, the riot.
Uncle Earl, the police officer.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. That was an awesome. Uncle Earl is actually my favorite character. He was awesome. Or he's like, thanks, Uncle Earl. And he's like, I'm not your uncle. Like, get out of here. Like, fuck you.
I ain't your fucking uncle.
Like, fuck you. Get out of here. I liked them. He was funny. But like, yeah. I mean.
Oh, yeah. So we have with Uncle Earl, then we have the one that gets shot in the face by the young kid, that was a really interesting montage scene.
But like, that's the thing too.
Because we have the juxtaposition of them having sex to the protest like erupting.
Yeah, I had a couple thoughts about that. I thought that was a bad choice that juxtaposition because I feel like it took a lot of the momentum out of that situation building.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because it's showing this opposition of while they're falling in love in this like runaway thing, the tensions that they created are boiling over.
I know, and that's what you're doing this thing where you're I see what they're doing. I just am constantly not liking it.
Yeah, fair.
Like I'm very aware of what they're doing, like just from a filmmaking standpoint. But I was like, I felt like it was maybe just them having sex. I just think it was like kind of distracting. Like if they could have made it an intimate moment, didn't need to be sex. And this isn't.
Or they didn't need to really show the the sex as graphic as it was.
Maybe, yeah, just show the car movie. Anyways. No, but but this is another screenplay writing like thing that I have an issue with. It again doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. There's a really great interaction between the mechanic and them, and him being like, "I don't agree with you doing that," you know. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, so this guy has his own, you know, he's not, you know, power to the people. He's like, you're giving him more permission to come after us, basically. Is kind of what he says.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, so he obviously has an issue with this, and then he decides to let his kid, who obviously is idolizing them, to go alone with it. You know, I was like, wouldn't you want your kid not to be around them? Because you're like, don't ever do that. Yeah. You know? And I was like, that's a weird writing thing, because as the dad, like, I'd be like, no, I don't really want you influence. If you really believe that these people are these cop killing, you know, protest activists or whatever whatever he's built them in his head, wouldn't you not want your kid around that, to your young child to not be influenced?
I don't think he realized that his kid would know who they were until the kid saw them.
Yeah, but he's like, they're having that conversation in front of the dad and then being like, actually, never mind. You stay away from them. I don't want you to do this. And that was just these are really stupid, minute things. But I
mean, they're important to bring up because you're not wrong. It does feel like situations that are forced into the script to bring a point, a message, or a dialogue of the, you know.
Well, it's okay, point A, point B, point. And it's like the tricky thing with writing is to make those things feel
natural,
natural. Mm-hmm. They're just happening, you know. And it's that's someone that is very loosely written, you know, just kind of in my free time. It's a hard thing to do. So I'm trying to be respectful, but it's just, we talk about and review movies, and that was an issue I had with it.
One of the things that I really appreciated was their standoff at the end, because it was very much a Bonnie and Clyde, but anti-Bonnie and Clyde.
That first gunshot scared the shit out of me.
It was awful.
Yeah, like I like. Yeah, that was pretty perfect. Like the shot and the sound and how quiet it was.
Well, especially how he's like, will you be my legacy? And she's like, I already am your legacy. And then boom.
Which I kind of thought too with that conversation. I thought the ending was going to change, and he was going to basically give, because he is the one that technically killed the man. So I feel like legally they might be able to get her off. Even lie and say he kidnapped her.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You could make, so it kind of felt like she was going to continue on, like in his memory. You know, he ended up being killed, but like or incarcerated, but she would live on. Like kind of, I felt like that was kind of what they were implying.
It's like they were getting ready to set that up, and then boom.
Yeah, right. Okay, I was like, am I making that up? That feels like this was gonna, like, I'm gonna give myself up. You live your life, but remember me always. And then that is immediately ripped out of his hands.
In juxtaposition of how Bonnie and Clyde, their police chase end in the standoff. Well, I guess the way that Bonnie and Clyde ends, like they just get blown up by the cops as they're driving.
Yeah.
And it's a very tragic, you know, it's not a, you know, they're fighting against the cops kind of standoff type thing. But this was, instead of, you know, a shootout, like they're pulling out guns and firing it back against the cops, it's him lifting her up and walking towards them. And
I got the feeling he was going to put her on the hood of the car.
He was like gifting.
He's
like presenting you did this.
Yeah.
All of you are the reason why this is all happening.
Well, and it's like, and like we said too, like I've always said, you know, it's the rule is the last 10 minutes of the movie need to be, and it's like the last 20 minutes of this movie really just bring it all together, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. It really is, because then it goes through and shows all the characters we've met, And the one
and you get all, and you remember each and one of their perspectives as well.
Oh yeah, and the uncle's one almost got me. Like,
yeah,
like him just sitting you and like, you know, because he's got this machismo tough guy kind of thing, and you could tell he's like really heartbroken.
He's a pimp.
Yeah, but he like you can tell he's really heartbroken.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because it's his niece.
Yeah,
and
like and they had their unfinished things, and it really felt like they.
Well, it's like even if they obviously didn't mean to make a statement on like killing the cop and running away.
Yeah,
it's kind of like in this world a very very that fly really distracted me. In this world, they started something like the dad and the kid from the fast food joint. He's like, is this some kind of like this like new Black Panther shit? Like, what is it? It started a revolution.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I kind of thought. I thought this movie, I think that's what it was. I thought this was going to be more one battle after the other, kind of in feeling.
Yeah.
Just from the trailer and everything, that's what it kind of presented, and it's really not that. It is more of a drama, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's just so interesting to me that, with this kind of movie, and especially the climate that we're in right now, it just starts a lot of conversations that are uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable, yeah.
And that's just the nature of the beast right now. And like, until something changes. But it's like, like the initial situation of the pulling over, the scuffle, and then the killing, and the fact that these two people who are just regular civilians, just out on a date, that now because of this, there is no conversation to be. The legal route should be the way to go. It's not now. And it's like the fact that there are people out there that can't see that's a huge red flag, that your citizens are feeling that they can't go to the people again that protect and serve and go, well, no, he was doing this to us, and then shot her standing over here, minding her own business, basically just trying to make him stop profiling me.
And I grabbed his gun and shot him because he was gonna
kill me.
He was gonna kill me.
And that's like, no, their next best thing, that whether or not it is actually the case, their next thought is, we have to run and leave the country.
Yeah. Because
there is not going to be a safe space for us to get the
help we need.
Yeah. And it's just like,
it's like, and even Slim's like, I'm not a criminal. And she's like, you are now.
Yeah. And it's like,
and like,
they're not.
And like him, like, oh fuck. Like that, it's sinking in like.
And there's just people out there that like, they really don't see an issue with the situation. And you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. You just don't see an issue with it. That's okay. Cool. I don't want to talk to you no more.
Right.
Well, because either you're a racist or you're stupid.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. They generally go hand in hand right there.
A little bit of both.
I mean, and also the very, very end, when it's like kind of doing the, memorial service of them, and it's like the news.
Again, doing the blowing up thing. Yeah.
Well, it was like, again, like we're going back to like how the media will inflate or like manipulate. Like how they're like, and they died in a standoff because they were armed and dangerous.
But even then, the word choice is very careful.
Yeah.
Considered armed and dangerous.
Yeah. So it's leaning to like, oh no, like they did some like final like standoff with the cops, and it's like, no, they were unarmed and shot down as he was just, I mean, yeah.
Well, no, because also it's crazy too, because it's like this whole situation with the cop happens and he kills the cop, out of self-defense and everything. But then they don't do anything after that. They don't do another crime except evading the police.
They do two crimes.
What?
They lock that sheriff in a trunk. That's kidnapping. They kidnapped a cop, pretty much a sheriff.
Yeah.
And then they robbed a gas station.
Okay. Well, yeah, but still, okay, fine, whatever. Still not violent crime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to jump considered armed and dangerous, I guess it is escalating.
Yeah, I mean, well, they kidnapped that sheriff with the gun they took from the cop.
Yeah.
So what the media has is they killed a cop,
then they
kidnapped a cop with that gun, and put him in a trunk. They didn't kill that cop though, but so the media sees like, oh, these people are like, they're coming after cops.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, and that was then becomes the media frenzy, and then also the folk hero
exactly
activist thing that they're like now.
They're like, we weren't trying to do anything. We're just I was trying to survive.
I was just trying. Basically, he was like, I was just trying to get laid. Like,
for real, yeah. I do like how it sets up the very beginning where they're at the diner. And it's a really interesting way that like I feel like this movie does a really good job of establishing their characters going into it before
like the eggs and everything. Also,
yeah, well, it's like, and he's like eating the way that he's, and this is an ongoing motif is how he eats and how she's disgusted by it. Yeah. But like as they're eating, like she's like,
well, they're really a couple of circumstance, which is an interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it's like that happens a lot. Actually, I was watching it and I was like, this actually happens a lot in movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, because
Fifth Element, you know, I don't know why that's the first thought, but you know, it's like they only really end up together because
trauma bond.
Yeah, you know.
It's really weird how people wanted to do, how they connect over trauma bonding because we don't watch it in media all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, that is the more interesting narrative to watch though, is because it immediately creates conflict between two characters that we want to see resolved.
Yeah.
As an audience member, is like two people that don't really know each other, who there's whatever like tension, you know, and tension is fun to watch. So we get that tension and we watch that tension get resolved, and it's, you know, satisfying catharsis.
Well, yeah, and it's also like, you know, I mean, I like what you said too about the kind of the almost media manipulation, because even, you know, the kid shooting that cop point blank in the head.
Yeah,
just
that was heartbreaking.
And that was just, and I felt like that scene shouldn't have been cut. That like cut up. That should have just been one, you know, building moment.
Yeah, and when I was talking about that juxtaposition, is like I was explaining it just like so audience, like listeners could, you know what was, you know, the thing of it. I still am very confused on that choice as well. Why it was decided to be cut up like that, edited like that.
Well, because it's like that is such a tension building moment, and every time
it's like I get the message that you're saying, but what I guess not like get the it's like I see what you're trying to say, but what message are you actually trying to say with this right now?
I think the message with that too is like the fact that Slim, he didn't, because of that moment where he kind of falls into the almost liking the celebrity that aspect, you know, this hero that they've created. He doesn't correct the kid's trajectory. He kind of reinforces it by doing the, you know, because he's
posing,
you know, and he's giving off this persona like I'm the cop killer, you know. And I think
he's like, if this is what they want, I'll give it to him.
Yeah, and as opposed to being like honest with the kid and being like, no, this isn't good. Like
you shouldn't take another person's life.
Yeah, or like this situation might be like seem romanticized and everything. But this is a very bad situation, you know. And so the kid then just, and even then it's like that cop is like, you know, being a cop, but he's like, kid, you need to get out of here. Like,
yeah, he's like, I don't want
to arrest you. And the kid keeps being like, you're gonna kill me. He's like, I'm not gonna kill you. I will arrest you though.
But I'm giving you an out.
Leave. Like, just get out of here.
Like, I understand why you're here, but you shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, like, and then just boom. And I was like, holy
when he pulled out that gun, I was like, oh fuck.
I didn't think he was gonna do it. I thought the guy was gonna de-escalate it.
I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but I mean, that's a really big example of Chekhov's gun right there. Like, the unsuspecting gun reveal. It's like, well, now it has to be used.
Well, then it's like, it's kind of weird.
And it's either it has to be used on the cop, or unfortunately the scuffle happens and it happens to the kid.
Yeah. This actually kind of felt like a play to me.
I could see that.
And the acts, because also of how like we met each character, and then we got like a little, you know, you had the Wakanda Forever dad in the beginning at the, you know, kind of like, yeah, you know, thing. And then
the Black Panther power.
Yeah. And, you know, you had that, like, you know, so you got these little pieces of how the world is viewing them. Because, you know, like one of the very last one is the white couple that helps them, and you have the white.
Oh, yeah, that's the Underground Railroad part.
Yeah. You have the guy.
I love the cop that opened up the garage door.
I loved that scene.
I did too. I'm like, oh, he's gonna let him go. Yeah, I know he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
like you.
Yeah. Well, like, and then that was actually a pretty good writing, and especially after the interaction he just had with the white cop.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like really feeling a little type of way, and you're like, it's like, fuck these pigs.
Yeah, he's like, I'm quitting the force when we get back to the office.
I'm done. I'm done with this shit.
Any more thoughts?
No, not really. What are we at?
Around 50.
Yeah,
I think it's a good time to start wrapping it up. I feel like giving this. Well, hold on a second. Actually, one last little thought. This movie is beautifully shot.
Yeah,
the cinematography is really great, but it's really inconsistent.
Yeah. You're right. It does feel inconsistent.
Like there's a lot of moments of just like these intense, beautiful shot, moments, and then they feel out of place sometimes. Like there was one where they were getting in and out of the car, and the camera was like on the car door, and it like moved with it, and I was like, what was the point of this weird
or like
angle here?
Or their dialogue scenes overlapped this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
having
yeah.
like conversations. And I was like, that feels odd too, because I think they only did it like twice. And you're like, okay, rules of three. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it twice makes it feel like we're not really committed to
what
this.
are you establishing in this moment here? Like, is this a conversation that they already had that they're going to have when they leave this place?
Yeah. You're like, when is this actually happening?
Yeah.
It was kind of confusing. And also, it's just like, there's, I don't know, like that whole scene of her, like, sitting out the car window.
Yeah.
That was another one where I was like, you're on the run. You're hiding.
I mean,
knock it off.
But
don't get on the horse.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Also, I'm like, dude, like that bareback too? Man, his balls must have been so.
No, but also you assume this horse is
gonna be okay with this? Yeah.
And also that the farmer's not gonna shoot you on the spot you're out in the middle of Georgia.
Yeah. And also it's like with a bright blue car that you're supposed to be, you're like hiding in sight type thing. Not when you fucking do shit like that.
That's what I mean. I'm like, you guys are the worst at hiding from the cops. Y'all lucky, basically. Like y'all really lucky. Like you keep like not having this situation get like a type of way.
They definitely, and like, I see your problem with that because of the illogical nature of that. But again, like I felt like all of those things were more of, they're on the run.
So they're gonna live now before. Yeah,
exactly.
I get it. It doesn't feel natural. I've never ridden a horse before. Okay, get on that bad boy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not a thing. That's not. Oh, I've never been in the ocean, and then fucking Brendan Fraser from Blast from the Past. Yeah. Like, okay, sure. Like, yeah, like the first time he sees the ocean, he gets overwhelmed and then just walks into it closed. Like, yeah, but I don't know. Never ridden a horse. Yeah, well, you're not going to today. You're still not going to ride a horse.
I mean, I guess I kind of like ate the carrot a little bit more on those scenes because we've already established kind of like established a world of broken expectations and unrealistic senses of stuff, because them going on the run at the very beginning, I think is one of the more unrealistic moments already.
I think that
going on the run like that,
I think the way that she presents it felt very. That was when I started noticing we're doing things to get them from point A to point B.
So that's what I felt like that was kind of established already. I was like, okay, well now let's just see what these next moments.
Well, bring. It's like, because it feels like as she's like almost as like as a lawyer, I know this isn't gonna work. Well,
also she also brings up before, like I think it was during dinner, maybe it was before they get pulled over by the cop, the person that she was trying like got
sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's like, it felt odd because it's like, well, she's like, I'm a lawyer, this isn't going to work. And it's like, well, so you're a lawyer and you went, I don't know. I feel like if you become a lawyer, you go into it believing that the system can work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go into it that way, but this could, I mean, again, like,
I just feel like Slim should have been the one to be pushing for
running away.
Yeah, because it's like you're a lawyer, so like you have more of an insight into the legal system. You should be the one advocating.
I think that actually says a larger statement of how if the lawyer is saying we need,
that's what they were. That's what they were doing. But the way I don't know, just the way that was presented from her just felt really like, what? Like I feel like you, and it's like
she said everything so matter of factly,
and it doesn't have to be slim to do it. It's just the way that she presented it just felt kind of.
By the numbers, by the book, yeah.
It kind of almost a different character in that moment, which I guess in the situation,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't know how I'd react to shooting someone in a heated moment, and you really don't.
Yeah. until it happens. Let's go get a gun. Let's find out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we're on 56 now. So, I don't know. I think with its message and I think I don't know, the weird, there's something about the whole like anti-Bonnie and Clyde thing. Like I'm doing this like this I feel like I wanted to find out like what was the inspiration fully for just like this actual story. Obviously the inspiration, is to, talk about the racial injustice, that happens, through, the police system and everything, and what the effects that has on people to feel like they can't be safe, like what you were saying.
Well, and treating citizens as second-class citizens.
Yes, exactly.
Based on skin color and everything. That's like the conversation we're trying to have with this.
But
which it does well.
It was like interesting on the Thelma and Louise and the Bonnie and Clyde of it all, and the anti-ness of that, but still like forcing like them being forced into that idea. I found really compelling. That was like, I think it's all of it's the things between the lines that I really, really liked about this movie.
Yeah. Like, that is an interesting point to make, is like the idea that they're being forced into this situation. It's not like Bonnie and Clyde where they're like, we're going to go rob the banks or,
And it's all like a weird, like, playtime fairy tale.
Yeah.
For
like,
them.
Like In Time is like a sci-fi version of Bonnie and Clyde,
I never really thought about that like
Really?
that. I never thought of it like that.
Oh,
Yeah. The Justin Timberlake one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
And Amanda
Seyfried.
Yeah.
I need to watch that movie again.
That movie's actually kind of cool.
I mean, the idea of the time.
Yeah, it's like it's just fun. It's just like it's not great, but
Yeah.
like, and then Cillian Murphy is like the bad guy cop. That's actually not really a bad guy. He's so ingrained.
I don't even remember him in that.
Yeah, he's like the one chasing them, and it's like he's just so ingrained in the system. He doesn't really know how to not
function,
be out of the system.
All right, I kind of want to give it a 4.
Sure, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I can't. That's like, yeah, I don't really have a reason to not. It's just I don't know. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
No, it's definitely a movie I'd recommend to people.
Yeah, like, but it's like, especially once the ending happens, I'm like, now that I know it's this bummer, I'm like, am I really going to be in the mood to?
Yeah.
So 4. What is your?
Oh yeah, Bokeem Woodbine.
Mm-hmm.
Pine. Yeah. Life. It's a movie it was one of my favorite movies when I was a young kid.
What year?
1998 or 96 maybe. It's Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
That's so funny, because the randomly generated. Oh, here it is. Cool. All right. And the randomly generated was Eddie Murphy randomly.
Oh.
To Emma Watson.
Okay. But yeah, no, Life. I've seen it quite a few times. It's a movie that I've been wanting to show you for quite some time, and I feel like this is a good time. And also, it's set in the 1920s or starts in the 1920s and goes through into the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Or even at 1940s. Prohibition era.
In 1932, 2 strangers were wrongly convicted and dealt with a strong pressure prison that lasted them through the 20th century.
Yeah. And it has a lot of, racial injustice and, stuff like that.
Oh, I know this movie.
Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it, but I remember.
I watched this movie constantly when I was younger.
So it's like a buddy drama comedy thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. It's, you watch Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy spend a lifetime in jail together.
I don't know why. It's like if Shawshank Redemption was a comedy. It's a weird thought, right?
When I like
if you say it like that.
you say it like that, it's funny. It's
like
definitely
this,
nowhere near that at all.
But like just like it's just like Shawshank Redemption with a couple of zingers in it. Just a weird thought.
All right. So yeah, we'll do a life next week, and also like if I can find it, if it's not too inexpensive on Prime, I'll probably just buy it.
Oh,
It's not free anywhere.
By the way, I don't know where I put it. I gotta find it. I bought you the collector's director's edition of Highlander.
What?
I found it at Value Village.
Awesome.
I left it somewhere, but I was just on my way out and I saw it. And I was like, "Oh, that's so funny. We were just talking
about Highlander."
And I was like, "Why does it look weird?" I was like, "Oh, this is like the good, all this stuff."
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
I was like, "That's a cool find."
Okay.
So follow us on Instagram and Facebook. That's where all of our promos are, so you can see what's coming up. And then on that's our link tree. Share with your friend. Play along. So again, it's Eddie Murphy to Martin Lawrence. I mean, Emma
Watson. Emma Watson.
Yeah, Emma Watson.
Hermione.
Yes.
Okay.
I just thought that I was like, oh, that's perfect because this movie now, and we were just talking about Harry Potter. So yeah, we will see you next time. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
It's Tommy Jacobs
Mixtape. Stay out of prison.